Hey, travelers! We're live, sort of, on the road. Zymurgy Brewing in Menomonie, Wisconsin.
Zymurgy.
Zymurgy, yes.
The science of fermentation.
The science of fermentation,
The science of fermentation. Just
And,
gonna repeat each other.
and you all know Troy, of course. And then we have Zach on the end there.
Zach
and-
is employee here. What's your title here at Zymurgy?
Non-brewer?
Non-brewer,
No, we
yeah.
don't. There's not a lot of us right now, so I'll do anything. But
Anything to get it done.
yeah,
You're the dude?
end up carrying a lot of stuff. So
Nice.
if it's
Yeah.
beer to account or malt
Carrier.
or whatever needs to be
Empty
done.
kegs, full kegs.
Exactly.
So, can you give us the elevator pitch, if you were, for Zymurgy? What would it be?
Yeah. I've known our brewer John for several years, and he's always been my favorite brewer. He went to the Siebel Institute down in Chicago for brewing school, and kind of
You studied Zymurgy.
he studied Zymurgy down there.
Yeah,
and
what a
it caught
concept.
on with him. It
I think a great
stayed in
name
his
for a
head.
brewery.
Yeah.
I think that's what he thought, yeah. So after his whole illustrious brewing career, he finally got the chance to run his own place and be his own boss and brew the styles he wants to and run the ship. And I got to tag along with it because I love his beers and think he's doing some great things. And we try to put a little local flavor in there. And
Yeah.
it's pretty fun so far.
That's
No,
great.
yeah. And you guys are in Menomonie, which Menomonie is kind of a town that needed some brewery love.
Oh,
Needed
it's a
some
fun
beer-
town. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're right across from the lake downtown, so it's really nice collection of some of the college staff. There's some college kids that come in here and know their stuff too. That's really fun, kind of introducing people into the craft beer community. But a good friend opened up another brewery in town, Brewery Nonic, and we've got a lot of tourism that's come through.
Just a lot of not being able to pronounce breweries in Menomonie right now.
It's fun because no one does it right, so no one can care, and it just kind of blends in.
Nobody ever opens up a brewery and they call it Smith's Brewery. You know, it's
brewery beer.
Yeah,
there's Samuel Smith's.
beer brewery. You know,
There is the brewery.
you know, there is the brewery,
They
but
just
it's
spelt it
spelled,
wrong.
It's spelled wrong. Yeah,
Depending on your last name, spelled
but
right.
I digress.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
I mean, I'm glad you guys went with some name-wise, something a little different, because I think we've named about every body of water has a brewery at this point. So every river, creek, lake,
Yeah.
we're done.
Superior, Lake Erie. You know, everybody's
Lake Geneva.
Well, that Menomonie, there's
Yeah.
enough Menomonie area stuff that you
Right.
want to avoid some
Yeah.
cliches, but I think it does speak a little bit to, John went to the school. He has a little bit of the science and kind of trying to bring a little professionalism or a little
Yeah.
bit of knowledge and helping create that basis,
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
foundation of the brewery too.
right.
And I'd also
right.
say that you guys, and this is just my somewhat professional opinion, is you guys are making some kind of like fun beers too, because you've seen breweries go through trends. Like there's breweries that just make nothing but hoppy. There's like your German breweries, whereas I say you guys are kind of more a little bit more on the hip side of things right now, doing a lot more Hefeweizen, a lot more wheat beers. Got more English styles rolling through here. And that's kind of
Yeah.
it's fun to not go somewhere and just drink pastry stouts, hazy IPAs, and kettle sours,
Right.
There's a lot of traditional styles that are beautiful, and you have a lot of local ingredients that can kind of change it up.
You guys are doing traditional styles, but with some twist on them, some fruits and what stuff. Yeah.
We try to keep three yeasts going in house, so that kind of always keeps things a little different. So we have the Hefeweizen yeast going,
Every once in a while, you're like, oh shit, we need to make something with this.
the saison yeast. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
we got we just made our Festivest, which is a 10% Imperial,
That's what this is. Yeah.
a little French basil in there. It's pretty tasty. It's a nice
It's
summer
really
day
tasty,
beer,
yeah.
but
So when you say local ingredients, are you guys actually sourcing local ingredients? Or?
yeah, we're trying to for a lot of things. Not only like a lot of the stuff in the tap room behind us, but
Oh.
the honey here in my fluff head is actually from a beekeeper that we know personally, and we keg condition with that, so you get that local flavor in there.
Yeah.
We have a local coffee roaster we use for another one of our flagship beers, as well as a lot of seasonal fruits that, we have a raspberry Hefeweizen right now that the raspberries from about 10 miles north of town here. We've had cranberry ones,
Oh, that's
maple
cool.
syrup from around
Very
here. So
farm to tank brewery.
it's fun doing that. I'd much rather know my farmer's name than my UPS man's name.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Valid point,
absolutely.
yeah.
we know all of our hop farmers, things
Yeah.
like that are really fun that way.
And you also get flavors when you're using real fruit and stuff, as opposed to like just buying extract or just eyedropping extract into
You're
stuff.
getting a different fruit, and that's what can kind of set it aside. It's not like, oh yeah, this is from a puree from San Diego. This is from Farmer Kevin up that way. And if we want to stop by, he dropped off asparagus last time because he had that too. Like,
and you
wonderful.
Not only that, but you're actually making styles that the one style that I've never seen personally is the Imperial Hefeweizen. I've never seen an Imperial Hefeweizen before, because you never think of a Hefeweizen as something that would be an Imperial.
Well, it was cold when we opened, and sometimes you need a little bigger beer to deal with all the snow. And you got varieties the spice of life. So.
We were at another brewery probably a year ago now. We were at a different brewery, and I was asking you what your flagship is, and you're like, oh, we're going to have an English mild. And I'm like, well, and if you watch the show, there's no faster way to my heart than through an English mild. I was like, well, I'm in. What more do you want?
It was one of those beers that we made a homebrew batch of the first time and played a little pool while we're drinking it. And
the Sherlock, right?
Sherlock,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Sherlock.
I had one before tonight. It was very good. Yeah.
It didn't last long, the little 10-gallon batch. We were just like, oh, that's a beer you can drink a lot of on a nice day. We
beverage,
need to remember this. That's Well, I think that goes back to John having his own brewery, too, where a lot of people I've talked to other brewers that have had the English mild, and it's like, oh, I've wanted to brew that 3 or 4 times, and every time I do, some marketing guy comes in, and we end up with a blonde, or we end up with, and it's, no, we just want to have an English mild because we enjoy an English mild, and I bet you we can talk you into enjoying one, too. It's pretty tasty.
That is the most true story of breweries I've ever heard. I want to brew this. Well, marketing says... Maybe not.
We need a bun, or we need another cream ale.
We go.
Wisconsin loves that.
We'll make it cream ale.
Cream
we'll go after those Wisconsin
spotted Calgary.
Yeah, we'll go after those numbers because that's easy.
Disclaimer: Sherlock does have lactose in it, so
that's good to know.
You could say it's a cream ale like.
It's not gonna bother me though. So, but for you lactose intolerant people out there, just remember that. Be careful with what you drink.
Drink responsibly.
That's right. Yeah? Or don't. Just take your lactate before you go out drinking beer, then you don't have to worry,
Yeah. I'm drinking your Crazy Fingers, which is your Dunkelweizen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is wonderful. I've been craving a Dunkelweizen, and every brewery no one makes Dunkelweizens anymore. It's dead. And you guys are bringing it back. I like it.
Definitely not a dead style, but it is definitely...
less common?
You could go to...
It's an acquired taste. It's a delicious beer, but it's one of those... when we were open that first week, we had a bunch of industry people in one night.
Yeah.
Every one of them had the Dunkelweiss. Yeah. Same thing. They loved it. It's great.
It's a beer nerd's beer.
Beer to say, even like ordering it.
Dunkelweizen. Dunkelweizen.
Gets easier the more of them you have. Yeah. But
that's right.
Or I start rolling my R's more for no reason. Yeah.
I think
put in R's where there aren't any R's. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Roll your R's in Dunkelweizen.
Yeah.
Dunkelweizen.
So let's talk a little bit about the names. Because, beer names are fun.
Exactly.
So Fluffhead, does that...
I know this one.
I know
this one. It's a musical one, too, and I got it.
Yeah.
It's a Grateful Dead reference.
Oh, my God.
About a song.
That is not correct, but very close. That one is a Fish song, supposedly. Or not supposedly, is a Fish song, along with Fluff's Travels, but... Yeah, there's a lot of...
I mean, you got halfway there. You were right about the music.
It was a music reference.
Yes. Which is usually
there's an
lost on
underlying
you.
joke in this show that I don't know anything about music.
Do you have any names
That
from
works
Greg
out.
Zappa? You know Greg? It's Frank's brother.
I didn't know who Frank Zappa was.
Later created Big Feet, or what is that? Yeah. No, we have other Grateful Dead references up there.
Sure.
Crazy. Again, I'm not a... This is more the brewer's choosing, so I don't want to embarrass myself. But Crazy Fingers is a Jerry reference, I'm pretty sure.
Jerry Garcia, yeah.
Has nine
music,
Crazy Fingers or something like that.
Yeah.
Ramblin' Rose, Sleepy Alligator. Festivest is just John's vest that he wears to all of his music festivals.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Ironically, these names
Not
would
a
also...
music reference, but a music reference.
Yeah.
All of these names would also go really well in a children's book.
I don't think anybody's written a children's book about beer yet.
I know, but you don't have to make it about beer. Just use
No,
the
I'm
name.
just saying.
You
That's
subtly
an untapped
work
market.
it in of, you like these references, just
Yeah.
Beer.
childhood characters that when you're 21, now you get to enjoy.
You can have a kid that randomly says toast.
Toast.
Just, like the brown ale. Or you can have another kid named
You can
Terry
have
Porter.
toast for breakfast.
You can name your kid Sherlock,
Yeah, and one of his friends is Terry Porter.
If my last name was Porter, that'd be...
So do you know this one? Do you know where the Terry Porter reference is? Because this is another one of your weak spots.
This is sports?
Oh my gosh, you got it.
You only said one of my weak spots. I'm an expert at knowing
You
my
want to
weak
guess
spots.
which sport?
Yeah, now which
Oh,
sport?
not a clue in the world. When you said Terry Porter, my first thought was the guy that wrote True Grit. His last name's Porter.
So is a book. Of course, that's right up your alley, an author. Yeah. No.
It's
no,
the grittiest porter we've ever had. That's not
I
a
can't
good
remember.
idea.
I can't remember his
That's not
first
it.
name, but I know his last name was Porter.
No.
just
Terry
really hope you're
Porter
doing
was
it.
a basketball player
The shooty hoops.
Yeah,
the shooting
hoops.
sport,
Yep.
that played in the pros professionally, but grew up in Wisconsin, and
Neat.
and said that if we needed a pickup team, we can write his name down, and he probably won't ever show up. But
Wow.
Hey.
yeah,
To be fair, you could put me down for almost anything. I probably won't show up.
but we actually did get to talk to him once, and that was kind of fun. So
Awesome.
yeah,
What team
Yeah.
did he play for?
a multiple of teams, mostly the Portland Trailblazers, which he informed us were not the first one to name a beer Terry Porter. Several people out in Portland had already kind of thought of that idea first, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and then coach for the Bucks and the Timberwolves later on too.
Oh,
So
neat,
was
yeah.
back in the
So
Midwest.
he's
a
a
little.
local,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some tie in there.
Yeah, I got
Played
some
at
real
Stevens
time.
Point.
Yeah.
will accept that. Accepted. What? So what do you...
Just going in.
Yeah.
And he's done.
First.
Your biggest mistake is you didn't mic drop immediately after that and
Hey,
left.
Houston.
Yeah, you can just snap and get a beer around
Yeah, I
here.
wish that
Yeah.
worked.
So what's Zymurgy? What's anything fun coming down that people should be looking for this summer?
Well, a couple of things that we did. We had a couple of our big beers that came out, which those are some of my favorite beers. John's been brewing barley wines his whole life. Pardon me.
Barley wine
and-
is a significantly underappreciated beer style. It literally is a barley wine. Like, you have complexities, it's subtle, it's boozy, it'll get you there.
It has,
It's a complexity of flavors you don't get in regular beers.
no, it's a. You don't like barley wines if you don't like beer.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
someone's drinking a barley wine, like, oh, yep, I'm gonna like
You
you.
are
We
a
can
beer
talk
guy.
about this. This
Right.
is let's talk about complex malt features in
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah, it's like that's a nerd style. You're never gonna see a 15-pack of barley wine.
although that could be a beautiful.
Come on, founders,
right?
get on
Yeah.
top of it. You know?
But so one of the beers he had made way back in the day, we keep cracking. He saved a couple of cases of. So we're at like a 13-year-old one right now, and it holds up beautifully and it's wonderful. So we made our first barley wine here, but we hit a bunch of them in some Heaven Hill barrels.
Oh,
So
nice.
eventually that's going to come out, and that will be
I just did the
that'll be issues in my life, but happy ones too.
Heaven Hill made a whiskey variety pack, which I totally bought.
I was going to say this one's already coming in at a little over 11%.
Yeah, they
So
work.
so you put it in a barrel, and that baby's going to be
It'll
it'll
help
get
out
you-
a little
it'll get
bit.
you tuned
even.
up.
Yeah.
yeah.
So some of the barrel aging stuff's fun. We actually started a sour culture, and again, John's being a traditionalist. So like 3 years from now, maybe we'll have a sour coming up.
Sure.
But
You know what? I was about to make fun of you, but I retract that. I'm done. Sorry.
But
Mic drop and walk away, man.
I need another beer.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Well, we'll talk. He's going to go get another beer.
First time that's ever happened on the show.
There's a first for everything, really.
Yeah. That's what you get when you go to breweries, though. You get a little reality in there, you know?
Well, it's
Yeah.
like we always say, this is live, but not.
No, yeah.
It's live.
Yeah, and there's no
But-
edit. I should say it's are we almost done?
No, we have 5 minutes left,
yeah.
so it's a good time for Zach to get a beer, and then we'll wrap up with him when he gets back.
I would say that it's live in the sense that we don't edit.
Yeah. The other thing that I want to point out about this place is that it's in an old body shop.
Oh yeah,
So it's an old repair shop. We'll show you some of the exterior right now. So you can see the doors work out. They can just raise the doors when it's nice out. They got a patio outside.
I think this is a good example that you really can put a brewery anywhere.
Yeah.
Breweries are kind of like, what are those crab things they just steal other shells?
Hermit crabs. Yeah. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can literally put a brewery anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about this place.
I've drank beer in warehouses, auto body garages, basements,
Yeah.
of mansions.
Anywhere.
Yeah, breweries, man.
Yeah. Old funeral
We're
homes.
talking about your setup here.
Yeah, the old garage setup.
Yeah.
Not ideal to open in winter, but now that it's summer, it's pretty wonderful.
A little chilly in here in the winter.
Turns out garage shops don't care much about insulation.
How about
they don't
that?
care much for leaks in the
A lot of times garages
ceiling.
burn old oil. You know? Like, they're just like, we'll change your oil. We need fuel.
The power washing we did on these floors. But it's good now. So now the garage doors can roll up and we get music playing outside and you still get a lot of the old bones of the garage shop and an occasional tow truck that shows up because Google still has Denny's Auto here if you look up Denny's Auto by name.
And for all you Midwesterners, they have pull tabs. So I won
Cardboard
$2.
crack.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Alex, our producer here, is like an addict with pull tabs. So.
Yeah, well, that's why we don't bring my wife either. She would have bought out the rest of that machine, I think.
So, I mean, I will say this, though. I mean, we live in an era where breweries are becoming more and more prevalent, bigger, making more money, and they're building more of these beautiful facilities. But there is something cool about just hanging out in the garage, right? Drinking beers.
It's still Menomonie, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We can't have
still
if we put up a
Menomonie.
Topple and Goliath facility here. You build it and they come, this is big enough here. This is,
it's
we like the
Menomonie.
community. We like the size. We like the scope we have. If you want our beer, you have to come to Western Wisconsin because we want you to come to Western Wisconsin.
There you
That's
go.
where we're at.
What beer are
It's
you
not-
drinking now?
Went on to the Sleepy Alligator Saison.
Nice.
So nice traditional Saison.
Little white pepper flavors in there.
A little bit. Our Saison yeast is kind of a special Saison slurry that we get. So it's kind of a blend between a French and a Belgian slurry. So it has a little bit of that peppery note, but
You
still
know
a
what I
lot
like
of
about
those florals.
Saisons? They taught me what white pepper tastes like. I was somewhere like a couple years ago and I had something like it was like a fancy thing that had white pepper on something and I'm like, huh. So this because of a Saison, I actually know
recognize this.
I know what
I've
this
had
is.
this before.
If it wasn't for Saisons. And also that my least favorite descriptor of all time is always used with Saisons. That's barnyard. I was raised in a barnyard. I've yet to find a Saison that tastes like a barnyard.
I am
in-
glad there's not a Saison that smells like Troy in a barnyard.
I've had a cheese that tastes like barnyard.
Oh yeah, cheese can
Yeah,
get
cheese
funky.
is different.
Yeah, I'll give you some Limburger cheese or something.
Yeah, that's nasty.
I like I like hayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to involve the building or anything to do with animals.
Don't
Yeah,
you think-
start describing it.
hayfield's pleasant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or
Like,
you-
imagine
when you see an IPA that has the word
walking in
caddy,
wheat. Yeah,
caddy,
there's-
and you're like, meh, not selling me on this.
There's like some descriptions, or you get into like the fancy, if you get some European beers, and it's like, oh, you get some of that fresh ripped off Band-Aid smell, and you get
Ooh.
some.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I remember when I was in England, they kept describing things as black currant. I'm like, what the hell does a black currant taste like?
Right.
Now it's a bit more prevalent, but we're talking like a decade ago. I didn't even know black currant was a thing. They had black currant Starburst.
They're just cherry haters.
They're just like, here's a black currant. What? How is this black and how's it currant?
it's the freshest of the berries.
Anyway, I think we're almost out of
I mean,
time.
I think that once you go into black currant humor, you're done.
Yeah, we're about done.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywhere good.
if you want to check out some great beer, come to Menomonie, Wisconsin. Stop in at Zymurgy. Zach might be here, and he might not.
He's here a lot.
If he is
I'm
here,
here enough.
if he is here, tell him you watch this vlog and you want to talk beer.
He'll give you a free beer.
That's. Or
We'll
not.
sample it out at least.
You might sample it out anyway.
I
So,
can't substantiate that at all.
Check us out on all the social medias, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. And then find Zymurgy on Facebook and all the other social things that they're on as well.
And don't forget
We'll-
to drink without your hot passport.
That's right, Hot Passport. Make sure you do that too. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Prost.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.